What's up? This your girl, the Ungated Queen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How the hell are you? So today I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to know about Amazon before you try to get started selling on Amazon, or if you're thinking about selling during Q4. Also, there may be some of you that already know this, but if you do, I just want to reiterate it because this is coming directly from Amazon Seller Central itself. But some of us don't like to get in Seller Central and read for ourselves. So here I am to give you the latest and the greatest. Number 1, I've been getting some questions and some calls about restricted products. Naima, I used to could do your method where you request approval and it's immediately approved, but it's starting to say restricted across the board. Okay, let me tell you what's going on per Amazon Seller Central and from the forum board. What's going on? So Amazon is trying to protect the customer. They're trying to protect you, and they're trying to protect their selves. Reason being is because of counterfeit and customers saying that the product is not what they're ordering. So Amazon is starting to restrict products more. It also can be for a safety issue. If you look at some articles around on the internet, you see that Amazon, some of their warehouses has had fires and things of that nature. None of their doing, but because sellers are sending in products that may have safety hazards and have not probably labeled the products correctly. So that could be a reason. Again, another one could be counterfeit. There can be brand infringement. Brand infringement is when somebody labels something that belongs to someone else as their own. So brand infringement. Or you may have a product that look similar, almost identical to a brand, a well-known brand, such as Nike, Adidas, Polo, something of that nature. So if you have a shirt that has a Polo logo on it, but the horse is upside down or something like that, it's sort of kind of like it's a infringement. Also, a certain product can be under investigation. And then again, the biggest one is customer complaints. So that's what's probably going on. However, I did try myself yesterday to look at getting approved in some of those restricted brands or products, and I did get through on some of them. So maybe if you still go ahead and try it, it will work for you. That's just an option out there for you. And like I said, I did it and it worked for me. So, and then again, if all else fails, you can order from the manufacturer or the distributor, and then you can send in your invoices to Amazon and request approval that way. That is ultimately another way to do that. So moving right along. Number two is, you may or may not know that to sell pesticides, you have to go through a course on Seller Central. That is a required course for you to sell pesticides. Now, what are pesticides? Pesticides can be a fly swatter, a pesticide can be a rat trap, or a pesticide could be a dog flea collar. Yes, I said a dog flea collar is considered a pesticide on Amazon. Okay, so the way that you do this, you would go into Amazon Seller Central. You're going to click on Performance. Then you're going to go to Seller University. You're going to go to Regulatory Compliance. And then you're going to click on Required Training for Sellers of Pesticides. There is a test. You must receive a 80 or above. There's no way around it. They're not going to go past it. You have to receive an 80 or above on this test. Now, if you get distracted, guess what? You're just going to have to go back and take the test over. But I can confirm that I have completed it. It did take a little time, so don't try to rush through and get out of there or go to the end and click try to do the test, because it's just, unless you know about pesticides, you're not going to pass the test. So go through the modules and take the test. I received, I think, like a 80 or a 90 on the exam, and then immediately after I finished the exam and went to apply for some items, I think I applied for like the flea collar for the dogs, and immediately I was approved after the exam. So some of you all are still having issues with getting approvals because of just that simple requirement that doesn't take more than about maybe 2.5 hours of your time. And I don't even think it's that. I'm just kind of like take my time on things, and that's just how I do it. So that's that for pesticides. Number 3, as of August 8th, which I believe is today, which is Thursday, FedEx will no longer be a carrier for Amazon. I say this again. As of August 8th, 2019, FedEx will no longer be a carrier for Amazon. I heard rumors that, I'm not for sure, so don't quote me. This is hearsay, so do not quote me. I say again, do not quote me. This is hearsay. But I believe it was something on the lines of the demand. They couldn't keep up with the demand, and then that FedEx wanted to go to some of the retail companies and give them their business, and Amazon is trying to convert to their own shipping system or receiving system as far as that goes. I think that's something on the lines of that story. Again, if you have any opinions or any feedback or comments on that, you can always comment it below. Like I said, I get this information as I find it, and some of it's credible, I believe, but of course, if it's not coming from Seller Central, I normally don't try to speak about it, but those are some articles that I read about this situation. But again, if you try to use FedEx after August 8th, which is today, it may or may not go through. But as far as Seller Central goes, it is saying that FedEx will no longer be a carrier. So UPS is still a great one. That's the one that I use personally. And then also there are other carriers out there. DHL maybe be one that you use in your local area, but I don't use that because, again, for my area, UPS is the most local one. So we're moving right along to number 4. So number 4, again, we're going to talk about some more testing, things that you need to know about Seller Central and Amazon. So some of you all might want to sell jewelry, or you want to sell some other kind of brand or product. There are other tests that you have to take that isn't Seller Central. There are the product quality appeal quiz. Okay, so if you got like an infringement or Amazon disconnected or took your product off, because they can do that. They can take your product off, your listing off, okay, without telling you. Well, they will probably notify you by email, but if you come in, you're like, hey, what's going on? That's probably what the issue is. So they have a test. It's called a product quality appeal quiz, where you can just know what to look for and how not to get into that situation. So you have to make a 100 on that exam. It is 10 questions. A 100 is the required grade, so you cannot miss none. You cannot miss any. However, they do allow you 10 tries, okay, per quiz. There are 2 quizzes, not for this particular one. I'm going to tell you the other one in a second. But they allow you 10 tries, okay, to take this particular exam. You have to score a 100 on this exam. The second one is jewelry quality assurance. Okay, so you know how some people say this is 14 karat gold, when it's in all actuality it is 14 karat black brass plated sterling gold silver or something like that. So that's false. It's a lie. I mean, it's not 14 karat gold, so you cannot label it 14 karat gold. So that's just an example. So they have a test, jewelry quality assurance. It is in Seller Central. It is it's underneath review. So if you're in Seller Central and you look down, it's right in the review, and it's 10 questions. You have to receive 100% on this test, on this exam. You do get 10 chances to take this exam. I'm going to tell you, it took me for this particular one, it took me 5 chances, because even after reading the material and studying over the material, the question, it just was not clicking to me. But again, they allow you 10 chances, and I took 5 for this one, and I think for the other one I took 2. So it is doable. And again, if you have any questions about that, just hit me up in the comments, and I will try my best to explain to you a little bit more, or I will probably do another video and explain it more to you if you would like. So that's that. So the last thing that I have for today, and this will be number 5. And again, some of you may have received this email, some of you may have not received this email. I know I only talk about primarily fulfillment by Amazon, FBA. However, I am going to go over this document that I did receive for those individuals that are thinking about selling on Amazon, or are already selling on Amazon and just have not looked at their email, or it may have just got lost in the shuffle. I know many of sellers where their emails just get lost in the shuffle. So I'm going to read a little bit. It's not going to be much, but you all need to hear this for yourself. So I received this email on August 1st, 2019. It says, as in previous years, we are implementing holiday selling requirements for toys and games, and a lot of you all like to sell in toys and games, so here you go. To maintain a great customer experience this holiday season, selling partners must meet the performance criteria to sell in toys and games through seller fulfillment. So this does not apply to FBA. This is only for seller fulfillment. Seller fulfillment from November 1st, 2019 through January 3rd, 2020. All seller fulfillment orders are considered when determining your performance. Orders that use fulfillment by Amazon will not be subject to holiday selling requirements. I say again, Amazon FBA will not be subject to holiday selling requirements, FBA sellers. Performance criteria based on seller fulfilled orders not fulfilled by Amazon are as follows. Your first sale on Amazon must be prior to September 1st, 2019, but does not need to be specified to toys and games. You must have processed and shipped at least 25 seller-fulfilled orders before August 15, 2019 through October 14, 2019. Your pre-fulfillment cancel rate must be no greater than 1.75% from September 15, 2019 through October 14, 2019. Your late shipment rate must be no greater than 4% from September 15 through October 14, 2019. Your order defect rate must not be greater than 1% as of October 14, 2019. So bottom line is this. If you have not sold at least 25 items and shipped them out, okay, to the customer, you can try, but just don't try to sell in toys and games, okay? It's just gonna it's not gonna be great for you, and I'm saying that in the best way as possible, because if you send it in, or you try to list it, it's not gonna go through. So those are the requirements for those individuals that are merchant fulfillment, which is seller fulfilled. Okay, so that is it. That's all I have for you all today. Again, if you like my content, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and like this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this, and if it helped you, I can definitely do more content like this. I was just trying today to do something that I know has helped me grow my business. So again, I love you always. Peace.